What is going on, guys? Patrick here. Today's video is going to be going over what sold on eBay last week for profit, hopefully. Pretty good week. Sold 20 things, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Feel free to skip ahead looking at all the different items. I'm going to try and go through like how much I paid for it, how much I thought it was worth, and then what kind of profit I made off of it. I listed 23 items last week and sold 20. My total sales were just over $400 this week, $402. Not quite as good as the week before where I was over 500 for a very similar number of items sold. It really shows like I'm kind of in that time of year where I'm going through my death pile quite a bit and going through just things that aren't quite as valuable as the stuff I'm able to find during the summer at garage sales, but still made in profit about $200. So pretty good week. I'm pretty happy to do it. I always have fun doing this, right? So that's pretty key. All right, so you may have noticed that there's no shelf behind me anymore. My wife and I started doing some reorganization of the eBay room. We do have a baby due in June. So that's step one, is going to be reorganize this room, get it ready for the baby to move in. It's going to be kind of combined use for probably a year after the baby is born. So half eBay and be half baby. And so that means first is going to clean it. So I started actually with this half. I did put up a poster behind me, nice little Star Wars poster there, just to put something on the wall for a little bit. It's a little echoey in here, so I apologize for that. Had to go through like everything in the closet behind me here, and then next weekend it'll be over on that side of the room, which I can show you a little bit. Right, it's janky right now. You can see I've got the light leaning over for better light when I'm filming. Otherwise, it's like right there, and it just shines right into the camera lens, which really stinks. But right, it's crazy over there. It's going to get much less crazy here as we go forward. I'm going to try and do a process, right? Because I don't just have this whole room to be crazy anymore and be messy. I'm going to have to organize. So, right, there's that. All right, let's see. Which way should we go? Let's go this way this week. There we go. I noticed I was way too centered last week when I was doing this. All right, so there's the first item right there. Last week I was talking about the Ninja coffee machine that I had listed and I purchased, and I parted it out, right? So I've seen that from at least one commentator. Thank you for your comment, by the way. I love the engagement. It's like the mantra that people will preach is, when in doubt, part it out. And right, I think if I could have sold it complete, the coffee maker, it would have probably been selling for like $60 maybe. And when parting it out, it's going to be more like $100. So right, that's really funny. You can actually make more money by parting it out than selling it whole. And especially when you have an item that's broken. Like, don't forget, there's pieces on this that may be really interesting. Bread makers, right? You might be able to sell the thing that moves around, the paddle inside. You might be able to sell the little enclosure. You might be able to sell power cords. Right? So just never discount these items that are broken. You might be able to sell part of it. Remote controls from things, right? Like all that stuff is good. So this Ninja coffee scoop sold for $7. I thought it was worth $7, what I valued it at. And so I put a price on it of about $2. I was all in on the coffee maker for $30. So I had to arbitrarily kind of assign some value to these different pieces. All right, second item, Wii Zapper. This was part of a bundle that I got last week at Savers. I think I paid $18 for the whole box full of stuff. There weren't any games, but there was at least one controller. There was a couple of the nunchucks, and then there was the Zapper. So I had just sold one of these a couple weeks ago, so I knew it had a little bit of value by itself. Listed it, it sold within a day. Paid $8 for it, thought it was worth, sold it for $8, thought it was worth $8, and assigned a value of that one to about $2 of the whole box. So pretty good. All right, this one's great. If you watched last week's, the one from last Saturday, the live thrifting video, I actually pulled this off of, no, you know what? It wasn't in that video. I totally forgot about that. Like, I missed that, and I didn't record it. But last week in What Did I Buy video, I showed this thermostat. Pulled it off the cart before it even hit the shelves. I love selling thermostats, especially when they're brand new. I will buy them even at garage sales if they're used. Right? They're a very good seller. Not every one of them is going to be good, but usually if it's used, people are just trying to get rid of it. So that can be a really easy way to pick up something cheap that may have a lot more value than you're expecting. So sold this for $30. I had valued it actually at $30, and I paid $7 for it. So Not a bad purchase price at all for this, and nice little flip there. All right, this next item here I think is pretty interesting actually, and something that I think a lot of people aren't going to be interested in selling, but it's one of those things where I can usually get these things cheap, and I've got the space to store them. So definitely going to continue to do this. These are used blank VHS tapes, right? So they definitely have recordings on them. Who knows if they have any kind of mold in them? I don't know if they even work. I don't know if they're dirty inside. I know nothing about them. All I know is that they're definitely used. They're not sealed. And they sell for about $1 each, right? So not, I don't want to sell this by itself, but a lot of 20 for $20. That's not bad actually. I was into this for not a lot, for $3. So $3 into 20. They ship. I don't know if you can ship a media mail. I think no. So maybe don't do that. I mean, if the post office checks, they probably will fine you and you'll have to get a charge back. I know a lot of people will ship them media mail. I don't know if I did or not. Sometimes I forget that since it's considered blank, that's not media mail. So you have to end up shipping it priority or FedEx, something like that. I probably shipped them FedEx. So a little bit more to ship than you really want to, but it's still going to be a pretty good profit because I didn't sell this for free shipping. I added shipping onto here. So you got to account for that, I guess, as well. I guess there's the lesson there. But the thing is that a lot of people skip these over. They'll skip VHS in general. So do look for horror movies, like especially some of the older ones from the 80s or earlier, and then blank VHS. Like this is a category that you could get into very easily. Maybe not so good during thrift store season, but like during the summer at garage sales, you can find these things pretty often actually. So I usually end up selling, I don't know, 5 to 10 of these lots a year, usually for about $20. So really, really easy flip there. All right, this next item is a kind of a surprise sale. I picked these up. I was doing some studying on this category, jeans, about 2 years ago, and so we went out and we bought a bunch of them from secondhand stores and thrift stores, and we're just like trying to see like how easy is it to buy them, how easy is it to sell them, and how easy is it to ship them. Shipping is actually like super easy. Using the USPS envelopes, like a padded mailer, I guess is what they are. I'll put a link down in the description below. So these padded mailers, right? Anything that fits in them ships for priority, the priority rate. But it's super easy. You end up having to roll up the jeans and then stuff them into the envelope. But it works. Every single pair that I've been able to sell, I haven't gotten into any like oversized pairs. Those may not fit in these. But I think with enough folding and wrapping, you could probably get in just about anything in there. And so really cheap and easy to sell. When I bought these, I actually paid $9 for them. And you can see the sale price up there was only $7. So this was not any kind of a good news story, right? I thought when I bought them that they were going to be worth more like $20 or $30. And I actually probably had them listed at $20 for a while. But after they'd been listed for a year, I started slowly lowering my price. And finally they sold here at $7. I'm glad to have sold them. Since like I mentioned, we're trying to clean out this room. I was getting ready to put up a bunch of auctions for things that have been sitting for 1 to 2 years without really a whole lot of interest. And I probably would have listed them for auction and may or may not have sold them. I'm going to start all of those auctions at like 99 cents. So they'll probably sell, but I may not make any money off of them, which is fine. I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff. And donation, I could do that too and get another 20% coupon at Savers. But I don't know. The auctions are fun. You sell some things for some prices that you're not expecting sometimes. So all good there. All right. A book. Stephen King hardcover book. This is The Regulators. There's usually a second book in this series. If you sell them both together, they'll sell pretty quickly, usually for around $20, $25. When I picked this one up, it was all by itself, though. I didn't have the second one. I probably could have bought it for $5 and made another $5 off of it, but that's not a great business model. So I paid $1 for this, sold it for 10. That one definitely shipped media mail, so really easy to ship. All right, the Wii bundle. I don't remember when I talked about what I bought a couple days ago, if I talked about this actually working or not. It did not work. Yeah, I was very unhappy for that. It booted up just fine. It ran all of its software just fine, but didn't read discs. So listed it for parts by itself. I kept the controllers and the nunchucks. I'll put those with a different system at some point and make a nice bundle. pulled all the doors off of it, right? Like I definitely took everything off of this thing and then just sold this for $10 for parts. It's fine. I had assigned a cost of $16 to this. I'm happy to have sold it for anything, considering it didn't really work. All right, another good news story here. I'm going to put just one of these up here, but actually I sold two of these phones to one person. I have it in the listing that I've got multiples of these, and reach out to me if you're looking for more than one of them. And somebody did. They said, hey, I'm looking for another one of these. And when I bought them, I actually had bought 7 of them. So I think I've sold 3 of the 7 now. So I have 4 more left. I've actually probably already listed one of the other ones, so they're having the listing is still up on eBay now. But I had them listed for $40 each, and they said, if I buy 2, would you give me a discount? And they offered me a specific price plus shipping, and I thought it was a reasonable deal. Like they're not fast movers. I knew that they wouldn't be. I knew they would sell over time, and some of them will sell for 40, some will sell for 30, and I'll probably sell some in the between there as well. The good news here is, like for this $60 sale, I was only into it for $7. So like pretty close to like a 10% of the value is what I ended up paying for it. Like I said, I thought they were worth $80 and I sold them for 60. I'm not going to worry about it since I was only into it for 7. All right, another Matt sale. Matt, thank you for bringing these over. He had bought me a bunch of toys from the Marvel Superheroes line, plus some Star Wars toys. This one it sold for 8. I sold for 20. I thought it was worth 18. So like actually sold it for a couple dollars more than I thought it was worth. And if I had done my normal consignment thing, it would have been 40% to Matt, 40% to me, and 20% for fees and supplies and things. So I would have paid Matt like $8 for this. Matt was like, I just want this out of my house. Please take this, Patrick. Have fun with it. Selling things is fun. So like, thanks, Matt. All right, this next item is another consignment one. This is for my friend Heather. When her dad was moving, she had a bunch of stuff that she needed to get rid of. I've been slowly going through it. There was like actually a pile of stuff in the corner over there that I've recently gone through. So some of that stuff's going to be for sale soon. This wasn't a hugely valuable item, but like I'm just trying to maximize the profit for her, trying to get her some more money into her pocket. It only ended up selling for $7. I had thought it was worth maybe 10, and so it's going to be about $3 going to Heather on that one. All right. I think last week I talked about that I've been going through, right? I'm going through the death pile. I had a stack of PlayStation 1 games that were scratched up, or maybe that the cases were broken or missing manuals, that kind of thing. So that really decreases the value on them quite a bit. So I went through them and I tested all of them, and this was one of those. Had paid $1 for this at some point. I thought it was worth about $7, and that's what I sold it for. It was $7. All right, Sega Game Gear. This is actually the first Sega Game Gear I've ever found. I'm constantly buying video games. That's actually how I got into reselling. This was the first type of item category I got into. And so been looking for like 7-8 years if I would ever find one. I was pretty excited to find this. I thought, hey, maybe there's some games on here that even I'd be interested in playing. During a non-COVID year, I commute into work riding on a commuter bus. So I have about 30 minutes twice a day where I can play video games or watch movies on my phone, whatever I want to do, read a book. And I was like, hey, if there's something interesting, maybe I could try this system out. System did not work, you guys. And so where did it go? It was actually back on the shelf up here where this used to be since last summer. I just decided like I'm not going to try and fix this. Let's see and sell it. I'll sell it for parts, sell it as is. I think you can see that in the title up there, probably up here. Yeah, I was into it for $3. I think I must have paid $5 for the whole thing plus a game, and sold it for 20. So pretty happy with that sale. All right, let's see here. The next one, my wife says that I should start doing this. Maybe I'll do another sound effect because that's kind of funny. So this is
the random sale of the week.
I don't honestly have any idea where I got these from. They must have been in either a bag of toys from Savers, or maybe they were in a lot that I had purchased at a garage sale at some point. I have no idea. They were for sale for about a year. I thought they were worth $7 in this lot, and I ended up selling for $8 actually, and I was into them for $1.50. So pretty easy thing to sell. A little bit random, that's for sure. My wife was probably telling me these will never sell, Patrick. Like you've got to just donate them or give them to somebody. I was probably very stubborn about it and said, "Oh yes, I can. I can sell these." And sure enough, I did end up selling them. It stayed around for a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that's okay. All right. This item here actually is from my personal collection. I found this last summer. We have the full set of Harry Potter hardbacks, right? I put this collection together for myself from going to garage sales. We're big Harry Potter fans, both movies and the books. And once these illustrated versions started coming out, I was like, I really would like to add those to my collection. But I think they're $40 each, something like that, brand new. And I just was like, I don't know that I'm really interested in spending $40 per book. So if you bought all of them, right, it'd be almost $200 at $160. I just was like, no, I'm good. And sure enough, a couple of years into this, I found one at a garage sale. The guy wanted $5 for it, so I bought it. I didn't know if it was worth anything, but my wife actually had her birthday recently, and her mom gave her all four of them brand new. So now we had a double. So of course, where did it go? It went up on eBay. It sold within just about a week. I had estimated it would be worth like $9 or $10, and it sold for $9. So not the best flip, right? At $5 into $9 is not great. But originally I hadn't purchased this for resale. I purchased it for myself. So I was happy with it. I enjoyed having it in the house. I enjoyed looking through it. And as mentioned, like the baby's coming, so I can't wait to read this with the baby in a couple of years. So, all right, similar story to the Game Gear. This PlayStation Portable, I sold it for parts. Didn't really. I don't know if I had bought it knowing it wasn't going to work or if I thought it did work. I don't know. I don't think it came with a charger or anything like that. For sure, the battery was not working. And right, I'm just trying to go through all of the stuff in my death pile right now, doing some repairs where I can. And some things I'm just like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'd have to get a charger, I'd have to get the battery, and then maybe it's going to work. And it just didn't, the time value of money just was not there. If you're not familiar with that financial concept, meaning if I could pay myself to do this work, like how much is my time actually going to be worth here? So if I could sell this for $35 and it's working, or $25 and it's not working, but I'd have to put a bunch more time and energy into getting it to $35, right? That value there is just for $10, I'm just not going to be worth it. So I'm not really sure what it's worth if it's working right now. I haven't valued one of these in a while, but when I looked it up as for parts, and I was like $25, that's reasonable actually. So I listed it as is, listed it with shipping, and sold within a couple days actually for my asking price of $25. So pretty good. When I originally found it and realized that it wasn't working, I thought maybe I'd only be able to get $10 for it. So to get 25 instead of 10, like pretty good. It looks like I had paid $10 for it, so 10 into 25 isn't the best, but hey, it's that time of the year going through things that are broken. I'm gonna probably be having a few more of those types of things where at least I can salvage some value out of them. All right, getting pretty close to the end here. A couple more things to go. I think I had sold one of these last week as well. These old original Nintendos, same story, right? Like I listed this as for parts and repair. I didn't do anything to it except plug it in and see if the power actually like brought it to life even a little bit. And so that's why I put it in as the listing. And I thought I'll ask $40 for it, see if it sells or not. Maybe take a best offer, but no, both of the systems I've listed have sold within a few hours for the $40, which probably means I could get a little bit more for it. But the name of the game for me right now is let's clear out this room. Let's get through some of this stuff. Still trying to hit my 5 listings a day per day. So not too bad. Let's see. I think I paid $10 for this originally and sold for 40. So that's pretty good too. All right. This was in the video from a few days ago. I think I even had it as my the profile picture for it. But I found 2 of these Transformers Hot Rod toys at Goodwill last weekend. And I thought I could get $39.99 with free shipping. I started getting some pretty lowball offers on it. And I ended up taking an offer of, I think, $35. I think that's what it is there. I don't have the pictures up in front of me, which is going to net me after shipping about $27.50. So I think I ended up paying like, I think the price on it was $14, something like that. And I I always do an assignment of value based on the total price for everything I paid. So I had assigned about $10 to it. So turn $10 into $28. Again, it's not like the best profit ever, but I love Transformers, so I'm gonna definitely like make excuses for doing something that's not as good as it could be. All right, next item is a good bad story. I found this at Savers, I don't know, probably a month or so ago, and recognized it as a Star Wars toy. Put it up at $20 and sold it for $20. And I was into it for $3.50. Funny little toy. This is one of those ones where I'm definitely going to make excuses for turning $3.50 into $20, even though I'm supposed to be going for a higher dollar value than that. But it's a small item, and I was like, this fits on the shelves very easily. Like I don't mind having that kind of thing. And right, eventually I'm going to turn those shelves into like baskets so that I can just easily file these things away. The bad news of this though is that before it even went out the door, I got a return request, and the person had quote unquote changed their mind. So I guess I was glad that it hadn't already shipped out and that they would have had to mail it back to me and maybe get damaged in the mail. I can just go down and cancel the sale. So there's that. Good news, bad news on that one. It's relisted already. So, all right, here we go. The sale of the week. This was from a garage sale last summer. Actually, I think it was from a church sale. I had purchased an Xbox, original Xbox, and this PlayStation, plus a Game Boy Advance and some games and some other stuff there. Um, didn't spend a lot on it. I spent $10 on this, and I tested it, got it running, and put a couple kind of crap games with it. Right, these don't have any value individually, really. Put it up as a bundle, sold it for $60. So I originally thought during the summer last year that maybe I could sell it for like $30 or $40. So to sell it for $60 in the winter is even better. It's one of those things where I do tend to put a lot of my bundles away for either Christmas or midwinter. I think the COVID and all the people being home, like video games have been super hot this year. So that price is probably artificially high, and we probably won't see that same price next year. But you never know. It's getting older and harder to find now, so maybe the prices will be sustained. All right, last item of the week, camera bag. I likely bought this with a camera in it and looked it up and decided, oh, this has some value individually. Not great. I had listed it for $12 and it didn't sell. Finally, I got an offer of $6.50 on it, which I took. I was like, let's get this thing out of the house. It doesn't have as much value as I thought it did. I had assigned a value of or a cost of $5 on it, so definitely not going to end on a great item here this week, you guys. Okay, so that's all of the items I sold last week. That's all 20 of them. As I mentioned, it was just over $400 in sales. Originally, I valued it at $419, so I was about $17 off there, like very, very close. And I ended up paying the cost of goods sold there was $110. So like I was saying, after fees, I think I'm going to have $200 in profit here, which like actually not bad for going through the death pile. I'm very happy to make $200 this time of year. I can then start. I'm starting to save up money right now for when garage sales start up again, which it's still February, so it's gonna be a while, but it's coming, right? We're gonna have garage sales probably at the end of March, maybe in April this year. So maybe another month, maybe 6 weeks, and we're gonna be having live footage from that, hopefully. Let's see, how many hours did I put in? I didn't put in that many hours last week. Looks like I put in about 9 to 10 hours. I'm noticing a discrepancy as I'm looking at this. Looks like about a normal amount of hours. I thought it was lower, but I noticed I didn't put the thrifting hours on here, and I know I spent about 2 hours thrifting all in. So 10 hours last week, which makes my hourly rate. I'm going to do the calculation here for you guys really quick. It's going to be about $29 before fees, and then if we add the other $100 in there, let's take a look at the hourly rate. It goes down to about $20 an hour I'm paying myself. So that's kind of that time value of money, right? So doing what I'm doing right now, I'm making $20 an hour. If I could increase that by repairing something, then I would do that. But otherwise, I'm going to make sure and just sell it for be as efficient in my processes as possible. And I encourage you to do the same. All right, I'm going to move back to the middle. That's going to be it this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit the like button, give me a thumbs up. And if you're interested in more content like this, please do subscribe. Once again, my name is Patrick. Thank you very much.